Hello, today I'm putting Scott Barnes' AQUAPHOR Lip Balm Hack to the test on my 58-year-old skin.
And I use the lip balm underneath the eyes. And this makes your concealer stay 10 times longer. It doesn't get all creased up and crazy, believe it or not, and it doesn't break down the makeup.
If you've seen the viral TikTok video or watched any YouTube videos showing this hack, you know that Scott Barnes is a famous makeup artist, JLo's makeup artist, and he uses AQUAPHOR lip balm to make his models look 20 years younger.
I'm going to take 20 years off your face with AQUAPHOR. Check this out.
So that means by the end of this video, my 58-year-old face should look 38. We'll see. What I think is so interesting is everyone is calling this an under-eye concealer hack, but he uses it in the under-eye area, he uses it in the marionettes, and he also uses it over the lip. The reason he said he uses this pro tip and wanted to share this hack is because he works with models who need budge-proof makeup that doesn't crease and who work long hours. So he needed a look that lasted throughout the day that didn't have to be continually touched up. He explains that the concept of using the AQUAPHOR allows the makeup to be pliable throughout the day, preventing creases. The concept of a primer certainly isn't new. That's why people put a primer on, to prevent creasing, to kind of help makeup last throughout the day. The concept of using an occlusive as a primer certainly isn't new. Vaseline has been used for decades as a primer before makeup. My understanding is that was one of Marilyn Monroe's hacks back in the day to help her makeup last throughout the day. So the idea of using an occlusive to fill in the cracks and the creases so that our skin remains soft and hydrated throughout the day makes sense. It just prevents transepidermal water loss, that moisture that we lose throughout the day. So if we put on an occlusive, it fills in the cracks, it helps the water from evaporating from our skin. And so intuitively, it makes sense that using something like this before you put your makeup on would help it last throughout the day. So we're going to see if this works on my 58-year-old crow's feet and under eye wrinkles. We're going to test it on my marionettes and my upper lip lines. In the video, you'll see him place the AQUAPHOR lip balm in all of these places, under the eye, in the marionettes, and over the lips. I haven't seen anyone do a test of how it works over the lips. And honestly, ladies, over 50, that is one of my hugest bugbears. And I get comments from you all the time saying, what can I do for the creases over the lip area? And honestly, it's kind of a bugbear for a lot of us. We're gonna put this AQUAPHOR lip balm hack to the full test over my lips, in my marionettes, and under my eyes, and see if I get the same results that he claims we can get. I've already finished all my morning skincare and I've let it set for about half an hour. It's unclear in Scott's video if he has sunscreen on his model. I do have some sunscreen on. It's a combination sunscreen. I'll leave everything that I use down in the description below and you can check it out. But that will be the only difference in the way that he is applying his makeup and I'm applying mine, is I do have sunscreen on under my makeup. It looks like Scott applies about 4 swipes fairly generously in the under eye area, including the crow's feet, a few swipes over the lip, and then a few swipes down the marionette. On this side, I'm going to apply no AQUAPHOR, but the exact same makeup, including Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour, which Scott uses to set the concealer in the under eye area. We're going to use it on the AQUAPHOR side and on the non-AQUAPHOR side to see how this works. He says it sets under eye concealer like iron. Step 1 after your skincare is to apply the AQUAPHOR. I'm using the same lip balm AQUAPHOR that he purchased in the video. I'm going to apply it in 4 swipes, including the crow's feet and the under eye area, a swipe in the corner, nasolabial folds, over my lip, and lower marionettes. Now he uses a cream makeup in his video, so that's what we're gonna do. The cream makeup that I have is by Saint. It's in the color Aspen, and I'm gonna apply it using my BK Beauty 107 brush. I'm gonna stipple it in right over the AQUAPHOR and the side without AQUAPHOR. After he sets in the foundation, he applies concealer. I'm gonna use the Hourglass Veil Concealer. It's one of my absolute favorites, and he applies it, tapping it in with his finger. My Hourglass Concealer is in the color Cream, which is a great color match for my skin tone, and I'm just going to tap it in just like he does. It looks like he's really generous with the amount that he uses, And my guess is he uses his finger because it's a great way to apply concealer if you want the concealer to really become one with the skin. I've tapped in my concealer under both eyes and I've let it sit for a minute. Now I'm going to apply the Super Stay to set the concealer using the Angie Hot and Flashy. This is the A506 concealer brush. I'm going to just tap into the Super Stay and then tap it off because there's so much excess, as you can see, and I don't want it to look cakey. That's my biggest fear using this powder, is that it will look a little bit too cakey. All right, that's the powder set in one layer over the AQUAPHOR side. I'm going to do the same thing, tap off the excess, and put it under the side without AQUAPHOR. No AQUAPHOR? AQUAPHOR. I'm going to come in really close so you guys can get a good close-up of the under eye area without AQUAPHOR and with AQUAPHOR. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup. I'm going to be using the RMS Beauty. This is their Hydra blush. It's a beautiful blush. This is in the color Pomegranate Fizz, and it has a lot of moisturizers within this powder blush to help it really melt into the skin. For my shadow today, I'm going to keep it super simple and use the Liquid Shadow by Giorgio Armani, and I don't remember the color, but I'll put it down below. I'm going to do my brows in the Anastasia Brow Gel, Tatcha in Camellia for my lip color, and then I'm going to use the Rare Beauty mascara today. I'm using BK Beauty's 101 angled brush to apply my blush. This is one of my favorite ways to apply blush. It has that perfect angle to get slightly under my under eye area and up along the temple. Now I'm doing a full makeup coverage, a lot more than I usually do for my typical minimalist makeup look, but I want to give that full coverage look like Scott did in his video. So that's my full face of makeup. I'm gonna do a close-up so you can get a good look at the under eye area with the AQUAPHOR, the nasolabial folds, and the marionettes, and my upper lip. Okay, my makeup is fully set. Test number 1, does the AQUAPHOR side look 20 years younger than the non-AQUAPHOR side? Personally, I wouldn't say 20 years younger, but it is a softer look, definitely over the lip area and a little bit in the crow's feet area. It definitely looks a little bit softer to me. My lip lines on the non-AQUAPHOR side are pretty prominent, but on the AQUAPHOR side, they're a lot smoother looking. All right, I'll be back in 4 hours to do the 4-hour check-in to see if the AQUAPHOR holds up with no creasing, no budging, and no cracking. I wanted to come outside and show you this look in natural lighting. It's slightly overcast, which is really good because there won't be shadows on one side of my face and another, so you can see the AQUAPHOR side and the non-AQUAPHOR side. Again, I'm not sure I look 20 years younger on my left than I do on my right. It's a lot of makeup for me, but it's kind of fun. And I have a big day planned ahead. I'm getting a grand puppy today. And if the puppy is here before the end of this video, I will definitely pop in some pictures. I'm so excited. My son is getting a burner puppy. And if you've been on my channel for a while, you know how much I love my Daisy girl. She passed away about 3 years ago. We miss her terribly. So it's gonna be so much fun to have a grand puppy. And I will see you at 4 hours for my check-in. It's been about 5 hours since my original application. Let's see if this AQUAPHOR hack kept my makeup from creasing, cracking, and flaking, and if I still look 20 years younger. Let's do a quick analysis of the under eye area. The concealer is definitely slightly creased in this under eye, and This under eye looks pretty good. But I have a few more lines in this under eye area, and it doesn't look a lot different than it did when I originally did the application. Maybe a little bit more creasing. The setting powder, I think, really helped set the concealer to prevent creasing over time. The big thing I noticed in the mid-face along the nasolabial folds and the marionettes is this side looks so much dewier and fresher than the side with no AQUAPHOR. So the light is reflecting better off the skin, making it look more youthful and hydrated, as opposed to the side that doesn't have AQUAPHOR that looks a little bit dry and powdery. So overall, did the AQUAPHOR hack make me look 20 years younger? No, it kept my skin glowy and dewy. And I actually think it might have been the setting powder more than the AQUAPHOR that prevented the creasing of my concealer, because both under eye areas look fairly crease-free. Of course, my 58-year-old under eyes are not going to be completely crease-free after wearing concealer for 5 hours, but if you're looking for a full coverage setting powder at a great price, I would give the Super Stay a try. It definitely stayed in place. I don't have a lot of creasing, and I think both under eyes, both with AQUAPHOR and without, look fantastic. If you want a dewier look, I'd say go for the AQUAPHOR. If you like a more matte look, I would say go for no AQUAPHOR with a little bit of the setting powder by Maybelline. This was a really fun hack to try, but I think there's a bit of hyperbole going on. Did the concealer stay 10 times better with AQUAPHOR? Not really. I kind of like the way both concealers stayed put in my under eye area. Do I look 20 years younger? Absolutely not. But is the side with the AQUAPHOR a little bit more dewy and youthful? Definitely. I think this hack is worth a try. If you're over 50, let me know if you've tried this, and I'm really curious to see what you thought about this hack. Or if you've seen other people's videos, leave comments down below what you thought about their results. I think the discussion in the comment section is going to be a great deal of fun this week. Thanks for watching, and wishing you all a fantastic day.